Farmyard, the People's Channel.
Cross, Robbie, oh, he met it so well. And Whitmore! Theodore Whitmore. Absent without leave, this is Whitmore. Paul and Gale both available, it's still Whitmore. And it's now 2-0.
Bless up football from Yard Massive. The Reggae Boyz closed the November World Cup qualifying window with a 1-1 draw against the USA in Kingston. The Reggae Boyz got on the score sheet through a magnificent goal from West Ham striker Michail Antonio, while the USA's goal was courtesy of Tim Weah, who is the son of a Jamaican mother and football legend George Weah. Coach Theodore Whitmore made a number of changes to the lineup that was used against El Salvador. Captain Andre Blake retained his place in goal, as did Damien Low in central defence. Low was partnered by Liam Moore, who replaced Adrian Mariappa. On the left side, Kemar Lawrence retained his position. However, on the right, Jovain Brown made his first start of the qualifiers. The midfield saw veteran Javon Watson and Devon Speedy Williams forming the base, while youngster Lamar Walker got his first start of the qualifiers. Leon Bailey and Bobby Reid were on the flanks, and Michail Antonio led the line. The boys should consider themselves unlucky to not have secured 3 points, as the referee made a number of controversial calls, bringing back memories of the 1998 campaign where poor refereeing robbed Jamaica of 2 wins against the USA. As far as the individual performances are concerned, most of the players gave a solid showing on the day. There were a couple standouts as well as a few poor performers. Andre Blake, like most of his recent showings, was good with the glove but didn't have the best distribution, particularly early in the game. Apart from the USA's goal, he was only tested on one other occasion, and he was equal to the task. Blake gets a score of 6. Damien Low displayed his usual level of fight and commitment, and was able to repeatedly disrupt the USA's attacking plays. His presence clearly put off a number of the American players. Though he did have a few mistakes with his marking, they weren't as egregious as the ones he had been having in recent games. In what can only be described as an injustice, the referee ruled out a potential game-winning goal from Low due to a non-existent foul being called in the box. Low gets a 7. Liam Moore, Low's partner in central defence, also did a good job disrupting the USA's attacks and providing cover for his teammates. Moore's passing, which is usually very good, was mixed. In the first half he had a couple sloppy turnovers, but he returned to his usual standard in the second half. Moore gets a 7. Kemar Lawrence was solid on the day, before having to leave the field due to injury. His flank saw less action than the right side did. Like the rest of the defense, Lawrence made very strong challenges, which seemed to put off the Americans off their game. On the attacking end, Taxi probably could have been a bit more assertive in joining the attack. He gets a 6. Jovain Brown received his first start of the qualifiers at right back. The addition of the youngster to the position led to an improvement in defending, a faster pace of play in possession, and less mental errors in the defensive third compared to what we've seen so far. The USA did find space on the right side on a number of occasions, but it was not due to mistakes on Brown's end. If Brown continues to improve, he will provide some much needed stability at a position that's been a weak point. He gets a 6. Javon Watson had a few good spurts of play, but began to fade as the game went on. While Watson was unable to move quickly from side to side when the USA players were in the vicinity, his physical approach made the Americans uncomfortable. It wasn't surprising at Watson's age that his passing accuracy and defensive coverage deteriorated substantially by the time he was taken off. Watson gets a 4. Devon Speedy Williams put in another hard-running shift, covering his own ground and that of others. Speedy provided robust defensive coverage and was mostly accurate with his passes. On a couple of occasions where the USA looked like they had potential fast breaks, Speedy was on hand to disrupt. To take his game to the next level, Speedy needs to contribute in a more meaningful manner in the attacking third. Williams gets a 7. Lamar Walker had a mixed performance in his first start of the qualifiers. He provided some much needed mobility in the attacking midfield role and was able to provide a couple dangerous crosses, and also had a blooper that became a popular meme. Unlike some of the other young creative midfielders that have been in and out of the squad, Walker provides good movement off the ball and decent defensive coverage. On the other hand, Walker's control in crucial moments was substandard. If Walker can be a bit more tidy in possession, he can be an asset going forward. He gets a 5. Bobby Reid had an unfortunate showing on the day and continues to look a level below top CONCACAF opponents. He has been unable to beat his opponent off the dribble, is sloppy in possession, and soft in the tackle. Reid had a simple opportunity to score inside the 6-yard box and ended up donating the ball to Nannyville. To make matters worse, Reid put in a challenge that was less than lackluster on the USA's goal. He gets a 3. Leon Bailey also seemed to be battling demons during the game, as he repeatedly missed passes and lost the ball dribbling. Bailey did provide a couple good free kicks, and his presence in combination with Michail Antonio meant the Americans were unable to press forward in the same manner in which they did in the previous encounter. On the defensive side, his effort was severely lacking. Bailey gets a 4. Michail Antonio looked like a man among boys. He didn't get a lot of service, but when he did, his power clearly unsettled the American defenders. His hold-up play was good as he shielded the ball and allowed his teammates time to join the attack. Antonio used his guile and power to create separation from his defender and unleash a thunderbolt into the back of the USA's net, a goal that will go down as one of the best in the country's World Cup qualifying history. He gets a score of 8. Greg Lay was the first substitute of the match, entering the field for an injured Kemar Lawrence. Lay, who was making his home debut and first appearance since playing against Saudi Arabia, was an instant spark. He was quick and creative in possession and also kept the USA attackers at bay when challenged. With Kemar Lawrence out of season during the next round of qualifiers, it wouldn't be surprising to see Lay as a starter during the January window. He gets a score of 7. Ravel Morrison entered the game in the second half, along with Junior Flemings and Anthony Grant. The connectivity of the team improved with Morrison's movement off the ball and short passes. He also had an opportunity to shoot on goal from the edge of the box, and he probably should have done a bit better with it. There were moments where Morrison was slow to get back on defense, but on the other hand, he also pressed the opposition multiple times in their own half. He gets a 7. Anthony Grant was a much needed change in the second half. His addition increased the mobility and tenacity in the middle of the park. In possession, he began in a sloppy manner, with his left foot defending a pass from his right, but he subsequently settled down. Grant gets a 6. Junior Flemings provided much needed urgency as well. He didn't get a lot of touches on the ball, but he was able to set up Morrison for a shot on goal, and he did his fair share of running up and down the flank. His set-piece delivery was also decent. He gets a 6. ONeil Fisher didn't have much time on the field to make an impact besides a couple plays here or there. He gets a 5. Between the substandard refereeing and the Bobby Reid miss, the Reggae Boyz will feel very disappointed that they did not pick up an additional 2 points. At 7 points, Jamaica is 2 points behind 5th place Costa Rica, with the team in a rather precarious position. The JFF Technical Committee was rumoured to have voted for the dismissal of Theodore Whitmore. However, in true JFF fashion, there are conflicting reports regarding whether a decision has been made as yet and who the replacement is. One rumoured replacement, Ricky Hill, pled ignorance upon hearing the news that he would be the next coach. Either way, the matter will be discussed by the JFF Executive Board in the coming days, and they will decide whether or not to follow through with the recommendation from the Technical Committee. That is, assuming that the cash-strapped JFF is in a position to simultaneously pay off Whitmore and pay his replacement. On Whitmore's end, it should be of little surprise that he's facing the axe. He has used an unconventional approach to squad selections and starting lineups, and those unconventional approaches have failed to meet the milestones set by the JFF. Football is a results-oriented business. It is reported that a number of people within the JFF are supposedly pushing for Paul Hall as a replacement, given the Federation's limited budget and Hall's familiarity with the players. Hall is likely to provide a more orthodox approach to team selection and definitely better communication with media entities. On the other hand, Hall is still relatively unknown in terms of senior team football, and he'll have to balance between his full-time job at Queen's Park Rangers and managing the senior team. Whether it is Whitmore, Hall, or someone else, the coach will need to continue to work towards unifying the team and clamping down on the continuous leaking of internal team preparation, which has coincidentally increased substantially since Hall joined the coaching staff. Respect once more for listening. I'm sure there'll be lots of drama in the days ahead. And if there are no changes prior to the next qualifying window, then we know the coach will definitely go down as one of Jamaica's greatest escape artists.
Cross, Robbie! Oh, he met it so well. And Whitmore! Theodore Whitmore. One absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. And it's now 2-0.